G'day viewers, welcome to another super cool pinball video from the Goat Shed, located in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Today is Friday, October 27th. It's 14 degrees Celsius outside, which is approximately 57.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that's quite unusual weather for this time of the year, I might add. We've only got 1 month of spring left, and then December 1 starts our summer. But yesterday we had a lot of rain, a whole heap of rain, which was really good. We needed it because there's already been a lot of bushfires earlier into the week and the week preceding. So today we have a Gottlieb Bankshot, which has been brought into us all the way from far north Queensland in Townsville. So that means it's the second machine we've seen from up that way, which is around about a 2,000 kilometre round trip. So a long way. Now this Bankshot is an AAB game, which, you know, we don't see an awful lot of here in Australia, but obviously they've been imported over the years and they end up here. So Bankshot was made in the March of 1976, so it's 47 years old. There were 730 units produced. The replay unit, of course, is Sure Shot, and it's a Krinsky design with the Morrison artwork. Now, the machine preceding the production of Bankshot was Lucky Strike, and the one immediately after was Pioneer. Now, when we looked this up, it looked like March that year was a super big year for production of pinball machines for Gottlieb. And of course that was also the year that the machine that had 10,300 made, being Spirit of 76. So certainly a very, very, very busy year at that time. Would have been a great time to be involved in the manufacture of pinball machines, I guess. And, you know, there are a few people that are still around that we can talk to about that, fortunately. Alright, now as usual we've started on the head box of this game, but let's have a little very quick look at what we're going to be faced with. So there's Spanky already inspecting the motorboard to see what work we have to do. Now this is quite a clean machine all over, which you'll see in a minute as well, particularly in the head box. So the motorboard is quite presentable. It's not very dirty and greasy. The score motor's nice and shiny. We strongly suspect that this machine had been done up, and I'll show you something in a moment to indicate why we think that. All the relays are nice. The machine was presented to us. It won't complete the startup sequence. Now, we haven't bothered to have we did turn it on, but we haven't really bothered to troubleshoot that. We thought we'd do our usual thing and pull everything out and have a bit of a look at it. It's got quite a big step down transformer up the back here. It's coming out holeless bolus with the machine. And this machine, it's got an X relay, 2-play relay over there. I guess a lot of the stuff on here is the difference will be the circuit for AAB in the back box. But yeah, very nice. So here's the right side of the cabinet. Got a little bit of pinball graffiti on it here. We're not doing anything to the cabinet. And of course these ones are the cabinets that have the particle board in the back. They're not generally in good condition. But inside the game is also pretty clean, which is nice. So what we'll have to do is service it completely, and then we'll take it step by step as we go through in the troubleshooting process. Now remember, Sure Shot and of course this game, Bankshot, have that pool ball bonus system on it, and it often, the lights need grounding on the pool ball bonus system. Well, have a look at this. Notice that lamp array, someone's actually, well, I don't know, they've punched out or drilled out, whatever they've done, all the old lamp sockets, and they've replaced them with brand new ones and screwed them down and rewired everything up. A really, really neat job. I have seen pictures of that on the internet where people have done that, but to see it in person looks quite good. So as you can see, underneath the Playfield's not too bad. I think we've already had a quick look at the flipper links, and I think they needed changing. They're old, or the old type, you know, they're the darker colour rather than the new ones you get off PBR, or the tanny colour. And without doubt the bonus unit will need a bit of attention. Don't think it was subtracting all that well. And of course then we have on these games, we have a pretty big trip bank to deal with. So the other side of the Playfield's all been stripped down, ready for cleaning. So there's the top half of the Playfield. Note that the word wow replaces the where it would normally say on Sure Shot specials there, and on the kick-out holes there. It's in fairly good condition, this Playfield. Oh, a good clean and wax, it'll come up really nice. And of course that's the other side of the pool ball bonus array we're talking about. Not too much problem there in the flippers. Whoops, the doors come open a bit, so that's what that flicker is. So there you go, it doesn't look too bad at all. The apron really could do with a new sticker. I don't know that we've got any of those and whether the guy would want to spend the money. But we'll see anyway. And insert coin only when coin entrance is lit. Okay. So there's the front door. It looks like what someone's done. They've done something there with the coin return button on the left. It says game start. And then there's a button there that says credit lit, which is sort of like, I don't know, the replay button, but I don't quite understand that because this machine isn't a replay machine. Anyway, like I said, we don't really see a lot of Attaballs, so who knows. Let's have a look at the inside. So there, a bit of work's been done in there. We have some of those wires there definitely aren't factory, that thicker white wire and the orange wire joining up with a bit of heat shrink there to the original coin switch by the look of it. Oh, it's even still got the coin lockout coil in there, which is unusual.
If that's buzzing, we'll just cut it off.
So that's the little bit of cabinetry they've done there, cabinet work on the front door, or hack work maybe even, but they've done a very neat job, so all good. Right, let's have a look at this. Okay, so we've come over here and Graham's got all the relays out the back. blocks there. Now they'll be your scoring relays. That'll be the AX relay, second from the right there. And what else we got? We got a CX relay. What's this one?
There could be an over the top, maybe. It's a JX.
JX relay. Alright.
They're all been cleaned and adjusted.
Yeah, the AX was a bit spongy. Now, anyone wants to know a little bit about AX relays and how to adjust them, we've done a whole video on that. Just look up AX or search for AX relay in our or on our channel, and you'll find it. Just lately, we've been doing on our Facebook group, revisiting old videos. So we've got a lot of new members joined the Goat Shed of recent times. And just while I'm talking about that, please, anyone, if you want to join the Goat Shed Facebook group, that's fine. But if you don't answer the questions, that goat there, that Spanky, he won't let you in. We need you to answer the questions to know that you're serious about EM pinball games and that at least you have an interest in them. There's only 3 questions. Very, very, very simple. Alright, we've already done work on the 2-step units here. And remember, these Addaball games, they start at 5. A bit like a Williams game, replay game. They'll start at 5 balls and count down. But as you win a ball, it'll count up. And then we have this other stepper here, which is to do with, well, I'm going to assume the extra balls and the scoring, because these do a bit of light box scoring too, don't they, Graham?
Yeah. Very weird actually. But
it's weird to us because we never really saw them, as I've already said.
Yeah. See, I can imagine if you were brought up playing these, they are good games. It's just that we never had them because we just enjoy getting replays. But a lot of Williams machines that I like because you could get extra balls on them, and especially games like Klondike and such, where you could get it up to 9 or 10 balls, which made the game a lot better. Plus you could get credits as well, so that made it a little bit different.
And we also notice there's a Jones plug in the back here that you can have it, you can still have 3 or 5 ball play, but you can also have add a ball or novelty mode. Now, we're not sure what novelty does, but we suspect it changes the scoring on some parts of the game. Never really thought much about that. So all the score reels have now been done as well. They're all ready to rock and roll. And I mentioned this back box is very, very, very clean. Very clean.
Yeah. It's ready to go back into the head actually.
This particular stepper here, that screw there was missing, so you can probably see that's a shinier screw. We had to put a new screw and nut on there. There was a screw missing out of the drive arm upstop. It was totally gone, therefore the upstop was just sitting a bit high. It was out of the road, it wasn't doing its job.
There's actually one missing out of the slam tilt in the head.
Right up.
That I've got to replace.
Replace that too?
I will now.
Oh, you're doing that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well we'll have to get to putting this game back together and then doing a bit of troubleshooting on it to see why it's not starting. Although we may rectify that in some of the things that we do here. This is another reason why we pull them all apart and clean them and check them out. I already mentioned the distance this machine's travelled. We don't want it going home and playing up again. That's the last thing we want. For the customer's sake and our sake. Do we, Spanky?
That's why we're so careful just taking our time doing stuff. Everything's got to be done correctly. Right down to the last light globe. We want it playing how we will want it if we own the game.
Well, that's very true. You have to treat each game as if it is your own. And that's what we do. Alright, well we'll just carry on doing what we do. And then we'll get on to the starting it up and seeing what doesn't work on it. Now while we're working on this Bankshot, you're looking at the bonus stepper there. What we noticed when we were going through things on the Playfield was that the bonus stepper would start off on the rivets. The wiper finger would start off centred on the rivet, but then as you stepped up it was getting further off the rivets. So in other words, it wasn't in the centre. Now, we knew straight away where to check, and I want to share this with you. Now, you all know in the past we've done a lot of videos on steppers. Complete videos, breakdown, repairs, adjustments. And this is something that you don't see a lot of. But what alerted me to it was something that when you do enough of these, you get used to it. The zero stop position is out. It's out of adjustment. And someone at some point in time has had a bit of a fiddle with it. I determined it pretty quickly by the fact that the air gap in here is very narrow. That's normally a little bit wider. Now, that's the zero stop arm, so that arm can pivot left and right. I'm going to show you what the cause of the issue is here. By the look of the screw, someone has actually adjusted this before. Well, not actually, they have. They've had a bit of trouble getting the screw undone because you can just see where there's a bit of damage on the head of the screw. You may or may not be able to see that in the video, I'm sorry. But it's there. Yeah, you can see it, I guess. And the other thing we noticed, now bear in mind this sits in the machine the other way around, upside down. So this arm is to the top, and we had a broken coil stop. That was broken. That may have been why they ordered the relationship with it, because gravity's reversed. In other words, they're still pointing the other way around. It's totally inverted. All right, now let me attempt to show you this. This is this is the bonus stepper, but it doesn't go incrementally backwards. It's a total reset stepper. Let's press the reset in, which it is at the moment, so it's totally reset. Now, this here is the detent, this arm here. A detent is a spring-loaded lock, for those of you that don't know. I don't think Gottlieb call it that. I can't remember what they call it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to release the detent, and I'm just going to hang on to the reset arm. This is the reset arm on the pivot screw. We've already overhauled this stepper, but we've got to adjust this. I'm going to release the detent, let that arm fall, and can you see what's happened? Can you see, people? The reset arm is hitting the tooth. See? It's hitting that tooth. Also, the drive pawl's hitting the tooth below. How do we fix that? Can you see that? I hope you can see that. See the reset arm coming in? It's hitting that tooth. It should be, you watch, I'm going to move it, in there like that. See that? Now the reset arm and the drive pawl are right. And if we step this stepper up, of course once you step up the detent's out of the road, what should happen? The reset arm should drop cleanly into the tooth, which it is, because that's controlled by this adjustment here, these two screws. But the initial adjustment is controlled by the zero position, and that's what throws it out. So let's just do that again. Let's step that up a few times. Let's reset it. The detent jumped up and locked the pawl in. we're going to pull the detent out of the road. The reset arm can move forward, and there it is hitting the tooth. There it is there hitting the tooth. The drive pull, as you can see below there, is also hitting the tooth. There's the edge of the drive pull. I got my fat finger in the road, but that's the edge of the drive pull. It's hitting a tooth, as you can see. There's the tooth. That's not supposed to happen. This is what's supposed to happen. And they all fall into place. So that needs adjusting. So what I need to do to fix that, I need to loosen this screw, and I need to push the stop, the zero stop over. Remember, this is a pivot. It goes back and forward. We need to go that way, and then you'll see a bigger air gap in this adjustment. That's the adjustment. So you're going to see a bigger air gap, but that's not common. You're not going to see that every day, but look, you will see it. As we said in the video earlier, this machine's been gone through at some point in time, but someone's missed that, and I dare say it's had something to do with the broken coil stop. So just the things you've got to look for.
For a set, something like that.
Right, so just in the middle of that adjustment, I got a phone call because I use my cell phone to record these videos, but needless to say, we've carried out that adjustment. Now here you go, you can see the air gap there has now increased, and we're at reset, so we're going to see what happens now. So let's release this detent, hold on. There we go, and now everything falls into place. So there you go. That's good. That's just the arm pushing the drive pull out of the road. And now we have a perfectly adjusted zero stop position. Now, as I said earlier, you don't see that all the time, but it can happen, and the way to identify that is generally the snowshoe starts off on the first rivet in centre, and as you step around, because you're actually out almost half a tooth to start. Well, I guess you are out half a tooth. And just another reminder about these things. There's a tooth missing out of there. That's done on purpose because that's deliberately cut out so it can't step more than 15 steps. So that's it. That's what we've done to that stepper and fixed it. Pretty good adjustment. As I said, I think it was fiddled with because it had a broken coil stop, and when these things are up the other way, they're in the game. You see that like that, so everything's sort of different. And you can't see that the coil stop was broken because it was underneath. Alright, let's just show you a few other things. So here's the Playfield Bankshot. It's all been cleaned and waxed now. It's not in too bad a condition. A lot of these from this era got a bit of planking, but there's not much planking, so we've just put the pop bumper bodies back in. We'll turn the game back over now in the cradle, and we'll show you a few other things that we discovered on the way. Got a fair way to go till we turn it on again yet, but we've still got the motorboard to do. But we're getting there, slowly. Well, here's the underside of the Playfield again now. We've just removed and rebuilt the ball kicker assembly. What we noted that when you pulled it in slowly, it was really biting. The coil sleeve was just bad, so we've replaced that. Put a bit more tension on that spring, so that's all good. Someone's already put new flipper coils in, and they're orange dot or red dot or whatever you might call that. Oh, there's Spanky up there inspecting the trip bank. Now remember earlier on we pointed out when the Playfield was up in the air on its end about someone's put new globes in. Well, what we didn't realise at the time, they'd made a whole new frame as well. So, you know, whoever did that, that's a great job. You could probably make good money if you wanted to go into production with those. I think I've seen that before somewhere. But this machine's definitely come out from the States. No two ways about it. So there's the rivet plate for the bonus unit. We've got to put that back in yet. Oh, here you go. Here's another thing. Look at that screw. One's up and one's down, so we've got to fix that up. Once again, those are things you noticed. There was also a screw missing out of here. A few screws were found missing out of this. Hope there's nothing too important. I think while I've been making the video and Graham's been serviced and tightened every switch on here, these have all been cleaned at some stage, which is good. We've done the spoon switches. They're all nice and clean. 3 pop bumpers. And I'm not sure, we've got to probably do those relays there. So we're well underway. As I said, till we get to the troubleshooting, a little bit more work to do. But Spanky's on the job overseeing it all. Once we do that job, Spank, we'll be able to afford to get you a bit more goat feed. And beer. He said that's good. That's an interesting coil. I don't know whether someone's made those coil sleeves up, or I've never seen anything like that before. Oh, and the other thing we noticed, we've got one slow blow and one fast blow fuse there, and they're both 15 amp. So we haven't got the schematic for this. We're not 100% certain what they are in the Sure Shot. They're 5 amp. You'd think they'd be the same. I'll have to look into that. Alright, let's just carry on. Right, so we have the machine all reassembled and up to the stage where we're ready to turn it on. So we have some scores on the score reel, and we'll turn the game on now, and hopefully it'll light up. Oh, it didn't do a lot then.
Well, we haven't started the game yet.
Oh, that's right, that ball unit moves, yeah. So just bear in mind, people, we have not got a schematic for this game. We are not super familiar with adder balls. We work out the theory. So the machine's in game over. There's a flashing light up there, which is the game over light. This machine travelled, I mentioned earlier, 2,000 odd kilometres, so we do not have the back glass. So that little noise we heard, there's a stepper. It's to do with the extra balls, and I think it's got to do a little bit with that light box scoring. We haven't got that far yet. Whether that works in novelty mode or not, I'm not 100% certain. But we'll start a game and see what happens. Now it reset the score reels, but now we've got the score motor running. Now let's have a look at that. So first of all, we're going to check that all the score reel switches are at 0. Okay, they're all good. So what next? Well, I'm not certain. So let's go around and have a look in the back of the machine. Now, logic tells us that this is the extra ball stepper up here, and we've already heard that that operates. But what we've noticed is this is the ball count unit, like a traditional one, and because it's an adder ball, when the ball rolls over the trough, it should advance 5 clicks, and that seems to be what's not happening. So the only way we can logically look at this now is to see what colour wire is on that step-up coil. Now we've had a look, and it's yellow and orange. So where would that be? It could be on the score motor. It could be anywhere. So this is where you've got to sort of use your noggin a little bit and figure things out. So what we'll do, we'll have a quick look and try and follow that wire through. So a little bit of detective work, and we've found that that wire ends up on the AX relay. It comes up through here, out here, up through there and around, and that's it. So the switch on that AX relay is closed because it's in reset mode. So what we've done, we've just cleaned that switch a little and adjusted it. Now when we turn it on, hopefully there you go.
And there we go.
It worked. Have we got flippers? Yes, we have. Is it scoring?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Okay, we've obviously got to test this a little bit further. So that was an interesting little problem, wasn't it, to start with? But we were able to figure it out. Now, yes, if we had the schematics here, it would be much easier, and we've actually ordered them. So they're going to take about 7 days to get over here from the US, or maybe 2 weeks. But we thought we'd order them because the owner would probably need them, and well, he's going to get them anyway, regardless. But folks, that's what we're faced with here in Australia. We're so far away from the States, and postage costs and shipping and everything is really expensive. All right, now let's do a bit more testing. Oh, there's Spanky up there in the wiring loom having a look around.
I think he found the problem.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad he did. Let's see, what else have we got happening here?
Just look out a window.
There's the Playfield, folks. It's pretty good. It looks like it's been waxed an awful lot over its life.
It's very nice.
It is. Now, just one problem we just noticed a moment ago was the top left pump bumper wasn't firing, but the right one would fire the left one. So we lifted the hood and had a quick look, and simply a wire had fallen off the switch on the pop bumper.
Yep.
The spoon switch, that was it. Quite simple. A couple of lights weren't working well. We've had to change a couple of lamp holders.
Change that 6 lamp holder.
Oh, that one, yes. And was it the 11 or no, it was okay?
No, the 11, it wasn't a good ground, so we fixed
Oh, okay.
that. Yep.
So all in all, the machine seems to be working okay. We'll just do a bit more further testing. So we've got 93,000 there. We're just checking the over the top. So let's go. So that's okay, that light lit up and
it deducted 1 ball.
it deducted 1 ball, so that looks like it's working. As I said, we're not 100% sure about the rules on these. We'll wing it and see how we go. Now, like we said, we're not really certain what those other squares do. They must have something to do with novelty mode.
Yeah.
Although let's just score a little bit more. You know, some of your viewers may be able to help us out there. I guess we'll discover it.
No, it's got to be a novelty.
Okay. Now there's another problem. We've got 2 lights out on the score reels on the 1000 and the 10, so they're going to have to be grounded. So we'll remove those. That's always a pain. They always go, but look, it is well worth doing because then you're assured of good solid lamps there. We've got a flasher bulb there in the bottom right corner there that looks like it's not working. Yeah, they're not real good at all, the lamp array. We'll fix that up as well.
Yeah.
Now, one other problem we did notice, and we've just gone ahead and fixed it because it was a bit awkward to get in the back and show you. The M for Mary 100-point relay was locking on and holding on. So we had a little bit of a look at the end of stroke switch and everything looked okay. And we thought, well, hang on a sec, we better have a look at the end of stroke switch on the 10-point rule. And sure enough, it wasn't touching quite good enough. So we've readjusted that, and that's fixed the problem. See, Graham just twisted those lights and they've come on.
I think
But
they're going to ground them ones, I think.
yeah, they're going to need a solder ground. Like, well, we'll take it out and fix that. It's no big deal. Yeah, so that flasher must be just about had it there in the bottom right corner, and the one on the left must be burnt out as well.
No, you can see that.
Okay, we've got new flashers. They're not cheap. Oh, that one's burnt out.
That one's totally gone supernova. So we'll put some other ones in.
So it looks like, and this light's come on here. This credit light at the bottom corner here. I don't know. Can we get down to that?
I think that tells you that we've got an extra ball up. That must be what that is.
That light there.
Well, we'll go take it down so it goes down. Did it go out?
No.
Well, we must have an extra game up. So if we go over it.
Oh, that's right. It's got that relay in the back.
Yeah, see if you can press the start button, not the other thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, the red button.
Oh, the red button. Yeah, and out it goes.
That's because I used the coin switch instead of the other one.
Yeah, because you thought you put in 2 plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it held on, yeah.
All right. That's just us rambling on there, people. Well, look, we're fairly happy with this machine now. That was the major problem. It was failing to start.
So we've got to do the flipper bat.
Yeah, we have to change the flipper bat. We noticed it was cracked. We didn't notice that before. So we'll do that.
Just a lot of tidying up.
But that's about it, people. There's a Gottlieb Bankshot, a wedge head. Wonderful. We've only got 4 score reels to worry about.
And we've got to adjust the extra ball because it gave an extra ball for 10,000 points, 100,000 points, and 150,000 points.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably to do with the plugs.
So yeah. So we can't leave it like that.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. All right. Well, if you've watched the video up to this far, thanks very, very much for doing so. We appreciate any feedback and any comments. And this has been another Go Shed presentation.